Hey guys, my name's CH Gamer and today I'm back with another video, and today I'm back with part 4 of my F1 2020 career mode here for the Chinese Grand Prix. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 120 subs for let's say October. 120 subs before October, I think that's doable. Only 12 more subs, so let's get it done. But anyway, here we are for the Chinese Grand Prix. If you haven't watched the last 3 episodes, I highly recommend you go watch the last 3, especially the last 2. Absolutely cracking results, especially for our first season. I just don't have words for it. It's just been an amazing start to this career mode, and hopefully we can continue the results into China. But to start off, before we go to China, we have an invitational event around the circuit of Zandvoort. It's going to be in a 2010 Red Bull RB something or other. I don't know what the car's called. But it is a checkpoint challenge, and yeah, it's pretty simple. You just have to go around the track and complete in a certain amount of distance that you're required, and you have a time limit, and you just got to try and get for the gates as fast as possible. So pretty simple, self-explanatory to be fair. So yeah, we do manage to do it, I can tell you that. And this was also our first laps around Zandvoort, and I'm not gonna lie, this 2010 Red Bull is completely different to any other car on this game. Well, I say even any other car, I mean just like the 2020 cars feel so much better than this car. I can tell you that. It's yeah, it was a bit of a pain in the ass, if you do ask me. But here we are before the Chinese Grand Prix. We got quite a lot of upgrades, to be fair. We got 1.6 million as well, so we can't buy a facility upgrade, but we've also got 1.2 thousand resource points, so we could do a major upgrade, which I think I might go for this aerodynamic major upgrade. Am I going to go with it? Yes, I am. There we go. We've got another major aerodynamic upgrade. We're currently 5th best for aerodynamics, so that is very, very good. But unfortunately, that does leave us with 105 resource points, which is an abysmal amount. That's so little, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, apart from that, there's not much else news-wise. Practice, we're about to see anyway. Yeah, practice was just practice. We managed to get 565 resource points. Our teammate actually gets more than he did in Vietnam, so only by 5, but it's still 5 is 5, and that's an improvement. We're currently level 4 for our team acclaim, so that's not too shabby. Qualifying is going to be a dry qualifying, and hopefully we can. Well, we managed to get out of Q1 last weekend, so hopefully we can continue that form here in China. To be fair, the AI are pretty slow. Like, they're not slow, but they're not as strong at this track as they have been before. But let's go to qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix, where we are in for a good run in for a Q2 appearance here. I'm looking forward to it. I quite like this track, actually. Quite a lot of people hate it, but I quite like it. I'm a fan. I like, especially turn 1 is unique, and turn 2 and turn 3, and that's malarkey. But in Q1, our first lap time is a 1:34.3, but this is our final lap time in Q1. We're going to go for the whole lap around here, so that definitely means we're not getting out of Q2, which is a bit Q1, which is a bit unfortunate. We're currently down on our time going into turn 2, but in going up to the second, like the apex part, we gain a little bit of time. We're still down by 1.5 tenths. We gain that time back on the exit though. We go slightly green, but we're back into red, which is not good. We're currently P16, so we will be out of Q1 if we don't improve. Now down to the hairpin. Up by a couple of tenths. We gained quite a lot of temps there. About 2 tenths there. We're just under 2 tenths. We're going around my favourite section of the track, the swooping left-hander, which turns into the tighter right-hander, which goes into the double left-hander, which is, I just love this section. It's very hard to mess it up. We almost messed it up. We did mess it up a little bit, especially the exit, but we did gain. We still gained some more time on our previous lap time. Heading down to the end of the second sector, we set a 52.7, which is good by just under 2 tenths there. Around this very, very long swooping corner, which leads down to this massive, massive straight. Second longest, well, I wouldn't have said second longest, but it's down to third longest, I'm pretty sure, on the calendar. Now braking heavy, going down to gear 2. as we clip the apex of the hairpin there. Don't want to go out too wide onto that curve because that will give us less traction. But everyone else has set their lap time. We've got the final corner to go. We're currently P20. Around the final corner, out to the line, DRS enabled. We're going to improve by just under 4 tenths. Where have we qualified for this Chinese Grand Prix? We currently qualified P17. So unfortunately, we're not out of... we haven't actually managed to get out of Q2 there, Q1, which is very unfortunate. I thought we would have done best, like absolutely goated that. But we're actually, to be fair, we're the fastest out of everyone to get relegated. Lance Stroll, our teammate, which we managed to out-qualify once again. Romain Grosjean and both the Williams are the cars to be eliminated out of Q1. It's not too shabby. As long as we beat our teammate, I don't really mind. I'm not too disheartened, to be fair. So yeah, hopefully some cars have some penalties. That would be lovely. But to be fair, I highly doubt it. It's only the 4th Grand Prix of the season. I'm expecting penalties maybe in Holland, maybe definitely in Spain, because it's the 6th Grand Prix, and like that's where gearboxes are dying. But now we have to pick our rival, and who are we going to pick? We're going to go with Antonio Giovinazzi, and I've recorded the Spanish Grand Prix, and let me tell you, he is one lucky son of a git.
Are you worried?
That's all I'm saying. You're going to have to wait until that video is released, so you know what I'm chatting about. You will be starting at the front of the grid. I don't know what the rest of that question was or what our answer was. But that's the end of Claire. We only had 2 questions to go and we've been out qualified by Giovinazzi already. So we've already been cocked by the system. I wish it gave us like that after or before quali. That would have been a lot better. But anyway, hey ho, it is what it is. None of our drivers' team acclaim go up. Apart from, well, whole team as a general, that acclaim goes up. But our drivers don't, because it was a bit of a stinky qualifying session.
There. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid.
So P17, that's not too shabby on the grid. Hopefully we can convert that into, I want to say some points, but not gonna lie to you, I highly doubt it. But actually, it's only 7 positions. Low end of the points would be a massive, massive push. But it's still possible. Anything's possible. You never know what could happen these days. But we've currently got 805 resource points, and we are going to go with a second minor upgrade for the aerodynamics, just so we can get that major upgrade on the car as soon as possible. But I think it's time for the race, don't you? So let's go into the race for the Chinese Grand Prix, where we need some decent points.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles an hour, with DRS assisting the cars down the back straight before they brake into the sharp hairpin at turn 14. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Now, can I talk to you about Sebastian Vettel? That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Albon, Sainz, Ricciardo, Norris and Esteban Ocon, Perez, Gasly, Daniel Kvyat and Giovinazzi, Magnussen, the owner-driver, Lance Stroll and Nobuharu Matsushita, Grosjean, Russell, Latifi and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So here we are, sat on the grid ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix. I'm looking forward to it, but it's going to be a struggle to gain back these positions. We're going to go for a one-stop strategy, like every other Grand Prix we've done so far. It's going to be a mediums to the hards, because this track destroys your tyres, I can tell you that. Soft runners, I'm so sorry. I'm glad I didn't get through into Q3, because soft tyres is absolutely getting minced at this track. it is such a joke. So hopefully when our car is capable of getting into Q3, hopefully then we will be able to get through on the mediums, because that is what we want to be doing. But then P11 around China is, I would say, is one of the best. If you're not a pole position, P11 is where you want to be finishing. So that would be lovely. So hopefully one day we can be there. Maybe next season we might be having a car able to qualify in Q3. I doubt it. Maybe season 3 at the Chinese Grand Prix. Maybe that's when we'll be in a Q3 running car consistently. But anyway, as we form up on the grid ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix, I'm so excited. Can we get the lights already on? There they are. We've got 3, 4, 5 lights ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix. We've got a Mercedes front row and a Ferrari second row and a Red Bull third row. The lights have been out and away we go. We've got an awesome start there. We've already got our teammate right behind us as well. We've got the inside of, is that Kevin Magnussen? That is Kevin Magnussen as we go around the outside between Kevin Magnussen and it was like Giovinazzi. That's Giovinazzi on our right hand side, upper inside. We've also managed to go around the outside of Kvyat as we squeeze both Giovinazzi and Kvyat out on the outside there. We've actually lost a position to K-Mag. We still moved up into 2 positions there, or 3 positions, so I say, as we move up into P14. But going into the hairpin, we're at the inside of Kevin Magnussen. Are we going to squeeze him out on the exit? No, we're not. We're going to give him the room, and then we're going to squeeze him out as he tucks up behind us, and we're back at P13. So a lovely start from us, gained 4 positions there. I would say that's a pretty successful start. We now have Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri, who's stuck behind Perez, even though it's only lap 1. We should be able to get a better exit. We've got, there's no DRS, we're going to have Slipstream, Rich Mix, and Overtake. Look at the power. Come on, we're on the same power unit, just extra power from the Overtake and that DRS and Slipstream and the Rich Mix. But here we go, he's still in DRS and he almost managed to come back at us, but as we overtake Sergio Perez as well, we dived up here inside. I wasn't expecting that move to happen, but we moved up into P11 as Valtteri Bottas is leading the way at the front. Lap 2 though, we have a little bit of a rear end loss by the looks of it as we cut to this clip, but here's Perez. We're going to sweep around outside, we're going to cut across him, he's still there, but we just managed to hold on to P11. We've got Ocon just ahead of us, he was actually pulling away from us, but Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo, and is that Leclerc? Told you, the softs do not last. They only lasted 5 laps. They got absolutely minced. So, unfortunate for the soft running guys as we move over to P4. Make that P3 as Albon now makes his pit stop. All we have left is the 2 Mercedes drivers in front of us. But lap 13, we've skipped quite far. We've skipped about 6 laps there, as I can't get my words out, until our pit stop. So, pretty much double the life of the soft tyres the mediums go, which is pretty good. Hopefully we've got 15 laps to go of the Grand Prix. That's how long we've got to take these hard tyres, which should be, compared to what we did with the mediums, that definitely should be doable. Can we get a 1.9 pit stop? No, it's a 2-second pit stop, so that's still a very, very good time. Hopefully we don't come out in traffic, and by the looks of it, we have not, which is fantastic news once again. So we come out in P12, but there's still quite a lot of cars in front of us who haven't stopped. And one of them being Lance Stroll and our teammate, and 2 other cars actually, Kvyat and Giovinazzi, they are also into the pits. That moves us up into P8. But there's yellow flags behind us. Why is that? Is that one of the AlphaTauris spinning? Is that a Haas or an AlphaTauri? Is an AlphaTauri? Who is that? I think that's Kvyat. Something's happened to Kvyat. I'm not sure what happened. He had contact with one of the cars. I do remember actually. He had contact. He went up the inside as he came out of the pits, and someone cut across him and that span him out. As Ocon's now into the pits, as well as Leclerc again. So we've actually managed to come out in front of one of the Ferraris, but I highly doubt we'll be able to keep him behind us. Daniel Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz, they're into the pits. That should be a couple of cars that we should be able to keep behind us as we're on P4 for this Chinese Grand Prix. But now we've got Sebastian Vettel, who's absolutely flying at this rate. He's got purple lap last time. Here he comes. We're just going to chug along in the middle of the track. He's going to go around the outside. We're not going to fight him. He's on faster tyres. There's no point fighting him. He's also in a car that's pretty much double the pace of us. So yeah, there's no point fighting him. We actually nearly ploughed into the back of him. I think we did actually clip him, which is a bit unfortunate. So yeah, we almost lost our front wing on the back of Vettel as Norris comes in for his pit stop, moving us up into P4 once again. But we've got Vettel's teammate Leclerc. He's already on our tail once again after the end of that lap. He is so fast on the same tyres as well. He's absolutely just destroying me. Like, it's a joke. As he actually on the exit, he does go very, very slowly, which is a bit of annoying. as he slows our exit up massively. I can't even get my words out, so that's a shame. But Kimi Räikkönen is out of this Grand Prix on lap 19. We're in P5. This could actually be really bad for us. He just got an engine failure by the looks of it. That could be really, really bad for us, considering we're so P5. We've got faster cars behind us. If they close up on us, that could be really, really bad. So, yeah, I am not looking forward to this restart. It's going to be a very, very big struggle to keep the cars behind us. But yeah, hopefully it gets cleared quite fast, and hopefully the cars behind us get stuck in traffic. But only a lap later, I think on lap 20 or 21, 22 actually, the safety car's in. We go green raced, and a look at the Ferrari's already gone ahead massively. We've got Pierre Gasly behind us. Is he going to make a move on us down into turn 1? I don't think he is. He is gaining though massively on us through the slipstream, which is a bit annoying, not gonna lie, because I need to break out of that slipstream massively before I get DRS, because he is absolutely going to plough past us. But at lap 28, Valtteri Bottas does win the Grand Prix, and we've got Pierre Gasly still behind us. He's 1.7 seconds behind us, so that is pretty much us safe. We've got half a lap to go, if that. We've got literally a corner to go before we finish this Grand Prix. But it's a double Mercedes podium, and then it's Sebastian Vettel in 3rd, Leclerc 4th, myself in 5th. We're going to get 10 points for this Grand Prix. What a result that is. May I just say, what a result that is. I don't know how I managed to bag that. Definitely down to strategy. Our really awful qualifying actually helped us massively as we get driver of the day. We started P17 and we moved up 12 positions there to get P5, so that was a very, very good result if I do say so myself. Toto Wolff's happy with his 1-2 for Mercedes. As like I said in the last video, the Ferrari absolutely dominated. They got 1-2 in every first opening Grand Prix. But the pit, since recording Vietnam and China, the patch has come out, so yeah, that is why Mercedes has absolutely dominated this Grand Prix, even though there wasn't much of a gap to the Ferraris, but that is because of the safety car. Before that, I was fighting the Ferraris. Mercedes, they were a pit stop ahead of me, so they were miles ahead of the Ferraris. So safety car gave the Ferraris a little bit of time, but hey ho, it is what it is. And Valtteri Bottas is very happy with his first win of the season, and Hamilton is also getting his first second of the season, I think. I can't actually remember what happened in Australia or Bahrain.
Let's
so
review
shame.
the driver's standings.
Still, P5
This
for
result
us. I am
narrows
very,
the
very
gap
happy.
between
I
our
actually started
championship
P17,
leader
I think,
and
so
the
on the
rest of
penalty.
the standings.
I
Now,
didn't
let's
actually watch
discuss,
the
Ant,
intro
who would you
sequence,
say
so
is a
I probably
contender
should have done
for
that
driver
before I
of the
started
day?
recording this
I'm going to
video.
give it to the owner driver today.
I'm
He did a
not
great
a
job at getting the
professional
tyres without
YouTuber,
losing
and
pace,
I am
something
not
that's a very
organised,
handy
so I am
skill to have
stupid,
in modern day
but
Formula 1.
Let's move
yeah,
on
we're
to
still
the
P6
constructors.
in the
Our
Constructors'
championship
Championship.
leaders
We've
retain
got
their
4 points
position,
behind
but their
Renault
lead
and
is
6 points
shrinking.
behind
There was also a
McLaren.
strong
So with
showing
me
from
saying
the
that,
Mercedes
I'm
team
very
today
happy.
as
I
they
thought I'd
make
be
their way
fighting
up the standings.
Williams and Haas
After an event like
and
that, who knows
AlphaTauri
what the sport
at
has
the
in
start
store
of the
for us
season,
next
but
time? Be
that
sure
is
to
massive.
join
We're
us again
currently P8
as we
in the
continue to
championship.
bring you
Our
the
teammate's still
latest
second
excitement
last.
in
How's he
Formula 1.
how's he lower than George Russell? That is just abysmal. We moved up into P8 as well as a couple of other drivers have moved up massively. But I'm very, very, very happy with that result. That's helped us massively in the constructors. It's also going to help us with our
amazing performance out there.
sponsorship
I'm sure you're
deals.
pretty happy with that.
That should, if we get results like that
You were cutting
consistently,
your way
that's going to
through
help
the
us
field
so
during
much
the
with sponsorship deals. So that'd be fantastic. But you were cutting your way through the field during the race. What am I going to answer? It's so easy when the car handles like this. That's helped our chassis
Your team must be
side of
ecstatic
development.
that you're performing.
Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing. I'm really glad I can live up to the expectations. I am! The team put a lot of faith in me. Even I'm the owner, the team still put a lot of faith in me
Things were close
to give me the
between you
seat.
and your
That
rival,
is...
but it
Like, they
looks
didn't have to
you're
sign
coming
for
up top, doesn't
CJ
it?
Racing, so I'm very happy with that. And rivalries in this sport bring out the
It was more
best
like
in
Dodgems
both
than Formula
drivers. It
One
was more
today,
like
wasn't
Dodgems than F1 today, wasn't it? Claire, just bugger off. Not answering that, and you
Appreciate
know
your
I'm not going to
time.
answer that. I never answer those questions. But we actually do double our points on Giovinazzi. He only gets 2, we get 4, and it moves us up ahead in the rivalry. We've moved up to 5th, so that's fantastic. Our acclaim is we're now level 4. Our teammate moves up closer to level 6, and our team acclaim is just under halfway of level 5. So that's fantastic for our team. Very, very good, and that's like what we like to see. But anyway, that's been the Chinese Grand Prix. I've been Sidic Gaming. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Next up is Zanfor, new one to the calendar. But anyway, I've been Sidic Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.